welcome back to what Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a GW Tiger Porsche. The Tier 8 German SPG is located on the southwest spawn of Karelia, and this one is under the command of Xanxerox. Now he's using the 17cm gun, and the reason I know that is that this Arty has got a muzzle brake. If he was using the 21cm, there would be no muzzle brake there. Now, the 17cm can fire or do 850 alpha, penetrating 44mm of armor. It's got a burst radius of 8.9 meters, so it's slightly more than the 155mm armed Lorraine 155-51, and yeah, quite a bit more than the Soviet ones as well. And always aiming straight away for the horseshoe, and there's a Barask there already. It's ready to go. Rounds out. Oh, beautiful shot. Beautiful. Right on target. Takes the Barask out. Excellent. So he gets the first kill for his team. He's now repositioning himself. 28.48 seconds is quite a long reload, but not long by 155mm standards. So 17 centimeters, yes, it's actually quite a good gun with the 17cm. You get a lot more shots than you do with the 21cm. That's got a very long reload. Now he's working his way into this corner. There's a little hole here, and while that depression actually does give you a bit of protection from the enemy, it's also fairly obvious to enemy Arty if they happen to know this position. So wouldn't advise using it all the time, but it can be useful on occasion. He's also got those bushes protecting him from the enemy. And first target's an E75. Now that's a good target. So that's tier 9. This is a tier 9 game. He's tier 8 Arty. In fact, it's a tier 10 game, not a tier 9 game. So he picks up 289 hit points of splash. And remember, every time you hit a tier 9 tank, you get 10% extra on the XP. Now he's marked the ground to let his teammates know that that's where he's aiming. You can see the big arrows appear on the mini-map, and that lets all his team members know that if they can disable that tank, they're going to pick up some damage assist. He's loaded, he fires. I'm pretty sure the E75 would still be there, but another target's come into view. It's a Doom Turtle. He's up near the enemy base, but we've lost sight of him. But there's targets we can see. An Emil 2, a Panzerkampfwagen 7, the T110E3, and, well, they're immediate. They have to be killed because they're threatening our ST1 and Emil 2. Unfortunately, they're in an Arty safe position just there. Arty safe from us in that position. There's the T95. The Doom Turtles come into sight again. And there's two of them. They've been breeding. Yes, it's the breeding season. Yes, they tend to mate around this time of year, and they produce little T28s as a result. T28 and the T95 are basically the same tank, but just with an extra set of tracks, of course, and a different gun. The T28's got the 120mm, whilst the T95 the 155mm. Of course, actually, the real T28, I believe, only had the 120mm gun, but don't quote me on that. You'd have to ask Sophie. She's got a video all about the T28. Beautiful shot in the E75, 223, right into his side. He's stunned. He's had to pull back because he's a one-shot now. Okay, he's looking for another target. The Object 430U on the horseshoe is being indicated, but he can't hit that because it's in the shadow of that rock, so he's in defilade. The Emil 2, though, he can hit that one. Rounds out straight away, and beautiful, right on the money, hits the turret. 296. I reckon if we look closely, we could probably see a yellow stain where the HE round went off against his turret. Of course, the mods on this, on my computer, which are Aslains mods, do actually show the marks where the shells actually impact. If you get a shell that doesn't penetrate, it goes green, and if you get a shell that does penetrate its armor piercing, it's red, and there's a hole. And if it's heat, it would show up as purple. That T95's moving away from the previous position. The other T95's still there. He puts a leading shot in, right on the money, but it only tracks him. He's got such heavy armor. Very easy to shrug off some of those shots. In fact, the Doom Turtles, as you know, have a bit of a reputation for carrying on even under great fire. And ouch, we just lost our Emil. That Emil was taken out by their AMX 5120, who goes down to a shot there from R-Type 5. We're losing guys over in this corner. Fire around it, the Panzerkampfwagen, and Sieben, and he ends his game at that spot. He's back in the garage. And that's the second kill for Xanxerox. I think that gives us the advantage in that corner now. Because the Centurion 7-1's just pulled up and... oh, no problem. T95 is looking over their position. And he's going to be able to see where our guys are because of the proximity to their tanks in that corner. So we fire around in. Hits the front of the vehicle, but it doesn't penetrate the armour. Forces him to back off though. The T110E3 is the last enemy in that corner. He dies to the Centurion 7-1. In fact, the enemy is being pushed back on the southern route as well as the northern route. So really it's the best thing for us to do at the moment, for Xanxerox to do, is to deal with these Doom Turtles. So he's lining up a shot. Rounds out. Oh, there's a fire on that one. And he wipes him out with the next shot. 3 kills now. He's the lead scorer on the team. But there's still that other Doom Turtle out there. And the Object 430's been spotted, but there's a priority target. And in fact, it's our opposite number, a GW Tiger P. And they do make a very satisfying bang. He's about to shoot. Rounds out. Will he get the kill? Oh, cheated. The Uda's got there before him. And so he misses out on that one. It was an almost certain kill. He would have had his 4th one. He's looking at the Object 430U. And another enemy tank has come into sight. And that's the Scorpion G over on the far right hand side of the battlefield. The far east side. Going for the 430U. Stuns him. The rock face was in the way. That rock is a fairly good cover point actually for Arty. Against Arty rather. You have to think about terrain like that. If you're a non-Arty player, this is the sort of thing that you do to avoid Arty. You sit behind rocks like this, and once you're unspotted you can move to another position to get shots on the enemy. And of course tank drivers just don't know that. They just wander around in the open and they blame Arty when they get shot. It's not Arty's fault that you get shot. It's your fault for being seen. If you weren't seen, we couldn't hit you. You make it easier for us if you do get seen. So those people who blame Arty for their damage, well, I'm afraid you've misplaced the blame. It actually should go with yourself for being seen. Well, he's fired a round in there at the SU-130PM. We can't see him at the moment, so that might have damaged him. We'll have to find out later on. Again, looking for that Object 430 somewhere behind that rock, but I have a sneaking suspicion he's not there anymore. He's marked the rock to let his teammates know. We've got an SU-130PM up on the horseshoe and an UDES nearby. And there's the Scorpion I mentioned earlier. Over on the east side of the map. And he's in a rather good defensive position there. That is a very good defensive position. But not against Arty, I'm afraid. Yep, and he's paid for it with 282 hit points because you can land shells right next door to the enemy. Possibly even hit them directly. And on a soft skin vehicle like this, that's a lot of hit points he's going to lose. Yes, he pulled away. He couldn't stay there. If he had stayed there, Xanxerox would have hit him again. Oh, the Object 430 did stay there. I was wrong about that. He stayed behind his rock. And now he's going to get dislodged because everyone's homing in on him. SU-130PM's going to take a hit, but yeah, he's going to fire one back. And Xanxerox hits him and immobilizes him. The SU-130PM goes down, but the UDES is going in for the kill. Just needs to get into siege mode. Puts one in, and the Object 430U is finally killed by our Superconch. But we did lose the UDES to the T95, the last remaining Doom Turtle. He's not the last enemy on the team, on their team. Rounds out. Another direct hit, this time on the front quarter, 213 hit points. Oh, he's a one-shot now. And he's stunned. He's slow. There's the HE130 PM. And oh, yes, he did lose hit points. So I suspect he was hit by Xanxerox's previous shell. He goes down. Taken out by the ST1. That means there's only 2 enemies left. This Doom Turtle and a Lurver. You can get him. One shot. That's all it takes. One shot. Yes! So that's 4 kills now for Xanxerox. And there's the last remaining enemy. It's a Lurver. And it looks like he's a bit of an inexperienced player. You don't play a heavy tank like that and hide in a bush. That's what a TD does. Heavy tank like a Lurver, you'd take it down the southwest route, or southeast route rather, and round out on him. He's a one-shot. This should be a kill. Yes, it is. 5 kills for Xanxerox. High scorer in the game. And that's victory. That was very satisfying. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for Xanxerox in the GW Tiger Porsche. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 14 in that one. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5. He was one short of getting a top gun, and that would have been very nice if he had got the medal. But he did pick up 25 bonds, so he must have completed some mission, probably the Veni Vidi Vici. Let's have a look at team score. Well, if we look at the team score on damage, we can see that the highest score on damage was in fact actually the Object 430U. From that, behind that little rock, he was actually putting in pot shots at our teammates, and he managed to get 3,824 hit points of damage during that game. The second highest scorer was the Type 5 Heavy with 3,807, and after that it was the T30 with 3,493. We can see that Xanxerox managed to get 3,144, which puts him a little way down the table, but he's still, if I remember correctly, it's only 1 there, 4 there, so he's actually in 6th place on damage. But when it comes to number of kills, he's the top spot. Yes, he got 5 kills in that game. Nobody else got more than that. 3 kills for the Object 430U, 2 kills for the AMX 50 Foch, the Centurion 7.1 and the UDES. And when it comes to base XP, it was Xanxerox. Yes, 1,158 for him, 1,039 for the ST1, and those were the only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base experience points during the game. He fired 19 rounds, got 8 direct hits and 1 penetration, 17 splash. Damage of 3,144 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 10 of the enemy and killed 5, and did 878 hit points of stun assist of 14 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 31,702 credits, and after ammunition resupply, took away 26,772 credits, so there must be something missing here that what replays is not telling us about. He received 1,158 for the battle, times 4 for the first victory, 1,737 from personal missions payout, and 261 for playing in a platoon, so he actually ended up with 8,946 experience points altogether. And I did say during the battle that we'd check towards the end just to see, did he actually touch that SU-130 PM? And the answer is no, he didn't. He didn't touch him at all. There was nothing showing, so he must have fired a round at that bush, thinking that the SU-130 PM was there. He wasn't. He'd actually moved away by that spot. But nevertheless, he still did a lot of damage. And of course, he earned an ace tanker because he also did a lot of assist as well. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. We don't have that many subscribers, considering the fact that we have more replays, more videos than most other World of Tanks videos channels on YouTube. In fact, I think it's the only ones who actually have more than us are the professional ones who are out to make a business or have been operating for many, many years. In fact, we certainly have more videos than Quickie Baby or Jingles or any of the other, or Klaus Kellerman or any of the other major channels. But, well, maybe the reason why we don't have so many subscribers is I'm pretty crap. Yes, I must admit, I am crap as a commentator, but what the hell? You're getting your video on YouTube, guys. It's got to be worth it. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. And thank you for watching.